Okay, yet another video in my um, I want to say my late night series, although it's 4:05 p.m. and yeah, so yesterday I had this ad hoc experience with a lecture that they were giving at the Toronto Reference Library. Um, the lecturer was Thomas Hart from Ryerson's Department of Philosophy, and he was talking about transhumanism. And I mean, these days my daily existence is kind of ad hoc. I don't really have a. I mean, but let's just say these days my daily experiences don't connect to my larger plan. Um, I'm finding that I'm going second to second, but I guess maybe what I'm trying to do is excuse away why I wasn't well prepared for this lecture. I just ended up at the reference library and noticed that they said, I was there at 4 p.m. and I noticed this poster on the door saying. Um, a lecture on transhumanism is at starts at 6:30 p.m. and goes till 8 or 8:30. So I said, you know what? It's been a long time since I've been to a lecture, and I feel like I should just this is just something I should do. And what am I gonna do? Come home and just like lie there and like listen to the ambiance? Like I mean, it's it's I thought my evening would have been ruined if I had just come home and did nothing. So yeah, he was going on about transhumanism, and I wasn't too into it in the sense that I hadn't done any prior research or anything like that. So I just thought, I've poked around. I have a degree in new media, so these, transhumanism kind of slips in there. It kind of sneaks itself in there. You think about people like, oh God, that UFT guy with the glasses, Steve Mann, I think. And then you think about Stellark and those guys, and the way they talk about body modification and things like that. Um, so anyway, um, he brought up the idea of personhood, right? And the way technologies are inserted into the human body. So he was kind of giving the contrast between the glasses and the like the Google glasses and contact lenses that get inserted into your eyeball. Um, so I don't want to go on too much about it because, like I said, I was ill prepared, but I was pretty excited about being in that lecture. It was pretty intense. It was pretty it's just something I've grown unaccustomed to since leaving Ryerson. I've been to a couple lectures here and there for things like like stuff about space and politics and things like that, which are all very enjoyable. I do enjoy them, and I think one of my new things in this summer especially is to try to go to more lectures. And there's tons of free stuff all over the city, as we all know. Um, so yeah, so my point of this video, which is going to take up the least amount of time because I haven't done any in-depth research about it, is basically what is personhood. And I don't want to be too pretentious, but I want to say things like I want to say, human rights. I mean, there's a certain amount of human rights involved in the physicality of personhood. So, you think about vaccinations and violence and things like that. But there's also I think there's for lack of a better word, I think there's like meta concerns when it comes to personhood. So things like privacy, things like freedom of expression. Although freedom of expression and freedom of speech, I don't know how bodily you can say those things are. I mean, you could get where I'm going with this. I mean, freedom of speech. Like, I mean, by the time you write something down on paper, I mean, and it leaves your hand. I mean, is that part of your body? Like, is that like what is that? Um, so I'm saying, when it comes to transhumanism and basically bodily enhancements or bodily destruction or bodily things involving physicality and violence or like I said, enhancements. Like, what does it mean to have your privacy invaded? Like, what does that mean? What does it mean to have the right to free speech taken away from you? Through things like technology, through maybe like government regulation or even social media, regulations on free speech, free expression. Um, anonymity, what do those things mean? So, like I said, I'm not going to go too in depth because I'm sure there's tons of writing on the stuff, and I really haven't looked into it. I just kind of spent the day watching TV. But yeah, it is time to get up and go to the grocery store and buy something to eat. Anyway, so that's my video. I just wanted to say that. But yeah, yeah, up with lectures this summer. I think I'm moving as well, so I mean, I think that's gonna shake things up a bit. And maybe I was thinking move within the same area, but I think sometimes I'm thinking even move downtown. Like I mean, there's so much that goes on downtown during the summer. I mean, like it's mind-boggling to tell you the truth. Anyway, that's it for today. Bye.